Hello, my bookish lovelies, Kira here, and today is the Nightmare Before Christmas book tag. It seems like this was a good way to kick everything off for the Vlogmas that I'm, attempting again this year to see how I do. But the main reason I ended up picking this was because this is definitely one of my favorite Christmas/Halloween movies. I feel like this is a great transition movie between the times because being the fact that it's Nightmare Before Christmas, it starts at Halloween and it ends at Christmas. So I feel like it's such a great multi-level holidays because, you have Thanksgiving in between and it just goes for a wide variety of holiday fun. So I really wanted to do this tag because I love this movie. Like, this movie is definitely one of my all-time favorite films. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the person who created the tag down in the comments, and we're just gonna go ahead and get into the tag. So question number 1 is Sally. Loves someone and gets them in the end. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but Muse of Nightmares, we have Laszlo Strange and Sorry. I can't tell you guys quite what happened because I don't want to spoil everything for you because the journey is just as important as the outcome, but this was just such a beautiful story. This definitely, I don't feel like this was like my absolute favorite book of the year as far as, like warm fuzzies and romances, but I definitely did love the transcendence of this romance from like an everyday romance into being something so much more. The characters like in this book both long for something so much more than what they have. And it's like a dream. Love is a dream in this. And the question is do they get their dreams realized? I think so. I loved it. But, like they love each other very, very much, and I love this happy ending. This made me so happy to read. Question number 2, Jack, a character that longs for more. So I'm actually doing this in reverse because I feel like Laszlo Strange and Sorry are kind of like a Jack and Sally. The whole romance is like the epitome, I feel like, of Jack and Sally. And this is the first book in the duology, and Muse of Nightmares is the sequel. But I feel like Laszlo Strange is definitely a Jack because Jack is a dreamer. Laszlo Strange is called Laszlo the Dreamer. And I feel like there's like a really big parallel between the two that kind of just resonated with me because like this really just went through and really described dreams so perfectly. And what is Nightmare Before Christmas than a dream realized? That you have like this big overarching dream that you want more from life than the everyday things that you have come into contact with. There's more out there. And what character really embodies that just as much as Jack than Laszlo Strange? Question number 3, Zero, a sidekick character. I don't know if I would actually consider her a sidekick character rather than just a side character who's really supportive to Jonathan, but I'm gonna pick Ziggy Stardust and me because Starla is such a fighter. She is a half black, half British girl who is just this outgoing girl who's fighting for what she wants. I loved her so much, and the fact of it is that she is just so supportive in a time where new thinking is just such a shock to people, and they're still trying to evolve into being more liberal, with their ideas, where they came from, considering the fact that the time frame that this book takes place is 1973. Starla, she was a supportive character from a distance, but I still really appreciated her big time because she is what gave Jonathan a lot of his social support, and I feel like Zero also did that for Jack in Nightmare Before Christmas because that was his best friend. Well, Starla is Jonathan's best friend, and I feel like that she is the perfect person to have in this as far as being the sidekick goes, because I really liked her. From the few times that I got to see interaction between her and Jonathan, I could just tell from those few interactions that she was a really good person. The next question is Oogie Boogie, a book with a wicked villain. For this, I'm going to go with Priory of the Orange Tree. This villain isn't present physically. It's kind of like an omnipresent force, that everybody is really concerned with. The idea of this villain is always kind of lurking in the back of their mind. This villain has to do with an ancient prophecy that they are worried is going to come upon them after 1,000 years. They're really worried that this villain is going to come in and really destroy everything. And I feel like sometimes the most powerful villains are the ones that are so powerful that two sides have to unite, two opposing sides have to unite in order to fight that villain. This book really had a very compelling villain, I feel like, in it. And I feel like this villain, just because like they weren't in the majority of the book, like they were kind of like that villain like that had been so feared 1,000 years ago, like that fear is kind of like what is working behind the scenes to kind of create this discord and the fear that this villain is going to come back and ruin everything, like it says in the legends. This is full of legend and mythology and lore and everything else regarding this evil entity that threatens all of mankind. And I feel like sometimes with wicked villains, what is scarier than not only the villain themselves, but the idea that this villain could ruin everything that you love. So I feel like there's just so many endearing attributes about this villain that I just really appreciated, because villains are not always so powerful that they can unite two opposing sides that would normally hate each other to fight back such powerful villains. And I feel like in order to have like a really powerful villain, you kind of have to have like that united battle to fight that villain. So I feel like this villain was definitely really incredible. And I'm not going to say too much more about that because spoilers. Question number 5, Halloween Town, a book with a creepy theme. So for this, I picked Lock Every Door by Riley Sanger. This takes place at a Manhattan apartment building called the Bartholomew, and there's all kinds of creepy crap going on in this. Like, I can't even tell you, like, it's just a lot. And without telling you exactly like everything, because once again, spoilers, but this definitely has a creepy vibe that really kind of kept me really engaged in it and really involved. And, you know, like I said, everything pretty much takes place in the Bartholomew, which is a hotel room. But I really liked it, and I really enjoyed the engagement of a creepy setting and creepy ideas, and a lot of unknown things going on behind the scenes. Question number 6, a book that leaves you feeling warm and fuzzy. For this, I picked Queen of Nothing. This is the 3rd book in the Wicked King trilogy, and I got some serious fuzzies from this. This made me so freaking happy. Once again, it's the final one in the series. I can't say too much, but I can tell you that I really enjoyed this. It's definitely worth the read. It gave me some warm and fuzzies, and if you've liked any of the other books, you definitely need to read this because it was such a great finale to the series. The final question is question number 7. What is this? A book that took you by surprise. For this is also the final in a series. This is a Toll by Neil Shusterman. It's the final in the Scythe series, and I never saw this ending coming. This was a shocker to me. This was a big surprise. I didn't dislike this ending at all. I kind of felt like under the circumstances it was fitting because of the premise and everything else that was going on in it. But I was just shocked because I was not expecting what this gave me as far as a final resolution. And I don't feel like this is going to make everybody happy, but I was not unhappy with this at all. I felt like the ending was very fitting, and it was kind of went along with the overarching themes of what this book really had going for it, especially because this is a dystopian society, and dystopian societies never stay intact forever. So that is the end of this book tag. So I tag Backlist Books, Tiffy E, and Reading with the Boss for this book tag. Please, I'm going to go ahead and leave their channel links in the description below, so go check them out. Also, I'm going to be leaving the original video. Thank you guys so much for joining. My name is Kira. I'm on Goodreads, Instagram, Amazon, and Twitter. Those links are linked in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching me. I'll see you guys again very soon.